He can bake a muffin like nobody's business.
Why are you laughing? You never even had.
No, I've never sampled your baked goods.
This film has everything.
Everything?
What stunt was most memorable to get to be a part of, or just even to witness on set?
I mean,
I don't remember the stunts that I did because I blacked out.
Because you were drunk.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, thanks.
I think it was very memorable to watch Ryan do his incredible 12-story fall.
My drunk fall, apparently.
Your drunk fall, your wasted
They don't know
fall.
you're kidding.
No, he was definitely not drunk. He was just sober and terrified.
I was,
He wore sunglasses in the stunt just to cover up the whites of his eyes.
Yeah, because I had like terrified owl eyes. I was like, once I got into the close-up, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have some sunglasses on.
You were like one of those cartoons that was like, oh, God.
I have a fear of heights, so it was like.
Who doesn't have a fear of heights?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Just want to manage expectations.
It was important that I do it because it was an opportunity, first of all, for me to get a little tiny taste of what stunt people deal with every day, which is just these like incredible things that are asked of them. And so that scene was really about that. It's sort of you're watching this character in a long one-shot walk through set and get into an elevator and go up 12 stories, and then you realize like what his job really is when they drop him off the side of the building. So it was important for me to do that, but I could only act not scared for so long, and at the end I had to just hide my fear with glasses.
It was very memorable watching that. I was very scared for him. And then the other most incredible stunt was the record-breaking cannon roll. That,
by Logan Holiday.
Logan Holiday, who is, we know is the best of the best, is one of the best stunt drivers around, but you just can't help but, you know,
Logan
feel
broke the
terrified.
world record for most cannon rolls in a film, which was previously held, I think, in a Casino Royale. There was 7 rolls, and he did 8.5.
I hear Daniel Craig did that cannon roll.
He probably did.
No, he didn't.
He's not afraid of heights either.
Job's done.
We both had stunt performers, doubles our whole lives, and it's like they come in, they do all the hard stuff, they risk more than anyone, and then they disappear into the shadows, and we get all the credit for it. So it was exciting to be a part of something that was shining a light on them and sort of highlighting the personal risks that they take every day.
Now, do you want to do any more stunts on any upcoming movies?
I'm happy to leave that to the professionals.
Me too.
Yeah. I think there's been a misunderstanding.
Clearly.
Speaking of the cannon roll breaking a Guinness World Record, are there any Guinness World Records each of you would like to break?
Most amount of chocolate chip cookies
Yeah,
in one
like how-
sitting.
yeah,
like
how
how many
many-
could I huff down in one sitting?
You could. I think you could.
Especially if they're warm
You
from
could
the
crush
oven.
that.
It's like I could crush that.
Yeah. Any other records I'd like to break? How about like longest to answer a question?
You just did it.
I just did it.
You just did it.
You just jinxed it.
So the movie has that memorable karaoke bar scene. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Ryan has a very strange relationship with karaoke.
I don't like the karaoke.
He got
rules.
slighted. He
Too
got
many
slighted
rules.
one time years ago. He felt slighted because he wanted to sing a song, and
then
the
they said, "You can't
karaoke
sing the song."
etiquette is you can't sing that song. Someone else
I said
just
I
sang
wanted to
it.
sing my way, and they said no, you can't. Somebody already sang it, and they
They
were like,
sang
"Can
it
you
better than you're
can
gonna
you
sing
do
it."
Can you do another song?" I was like, "But then I'm doing it your way. I can't do my way your way. What if I sing it your way?" And they say, "No, not even that."
And then he got really bent out of
just like,
shape,
what
and
is
he's
the
never
deal?
been to a karaoke bar since. And he's missing out, because isn't it
But
fun?
Emily Blunt sings karaoke.
No,
in this
I know
film.
how to butcher some Phil Collins.
And
that's what I
you can't believe the text exchange and how many songs we had to pitch to Emily
So
to
many
get her to
songs.
sing.
I didn't
and
wanna
you know what
sing.
made her do it? Phil Collins.
No, really.
Phil Collins, she said,
He really did.
that all sing.
This one wanted me to do meatloaf. I mean, endless meatloaf
Don't you?
suggestions. I was like, what's your meatloaf
Wouldn't you love that?
obsession?
Which song?
The
by
world would
Meatloaf?
love that.
Did you picture?
I would do anything for love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think what you have is perfect. in a
Thank
movie.
you. Thank you. Sorry, meatloaf.
Party on. Party on. Yo.
Who's most likely to break out into song?
Hannah Waddingham.
Well, you would want it
You
to
would
be
want
Hannah.
it to be
But
Hannah.
oddly enough, it's David Leitch.
Yes. A voice of an angel, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Like pouring honey in your ear.
Yeah, and he sings sort of like this unabashed, sort of without any irony, just can sing for real.
Yeah.
Would be unfazed by it. But Hannah,
Any kind of 90s R&B,
oh, he's down.
he's right there.
He's down.
Got the moves, too. Sweet, sweet moves, you know?
He knows how to throw some shapes around.
He throws some shapes.
I was talking about my mum's dancing this morning.
And how's that? How does your mom dance?
She's quite. It's either the hips or the upper half.
Oh.
Like it's one or the other.
Very presentational. More than I expected.
You know my mum. She's up for a dance.
I guess I'm not shy. I'm not trying to be flat. I'm just saying the facts.
What's one of your special skills?
He can bake a muffin like nobody's business.
Why are you laughing? You never even had.
No, I've
my
never
baked
sampled
goods.
your baked goods, but you can flute a pie crust.
I flute a pie crust. What else can I do?
This is just adding to your adorableness factor. Women are just going to be like, and he flutes a pie crust.
No, what do you got? I had a Moroccan restaurant, and I learned that if you put ice in your hummus while you're blending it instead of water,
it works?
It gets a lot creamier.
That's good to know.
It's just
That
a little
is great
fun tip.
advice. That's great.
Just try ice in your hummus when you're blending it.
Just try it.
What were you saying?
I can play the cello. It's a little better than creamy hummus, isn't it?
It's a lot better, and why'd you let me lead? Don't be hiding cello. Really? You can play the cello?
I used to be able to play it pretty well. I can't anymore. When I hit 16, I discovered a social life, and I kind of left the cello in the dust.
Why'd you let me say hummus?
Creamy.
That's
What
nice.
about your baked goods?
That's messed up.
Oh, your
man.
muffins and your hummus.
How do we do, boss? Really?
Yeah,
Holster that.
it's holstered. It's done. Forget, you never saw it.
Is there an early credit in your career that you have that nostalgia or you've really hung on to like a memento from it?
Oh, a memento?
Were you in Memento?
Was I?
Were you? It was so mind-bending.
Oh my
Maybe
God,
you were.
yeah.
That's okay.
I got the Mary
You don't get to-
Poppins umbrella.
Do you really?
Yeah, beat that.
Close your mouth, please, Michael. We are still not a codfish.
Oh, God. Don't go with hummus again.
I still have the camera from Say Cheese and Die. It's a Goosebumps.
What's Say Cheese and Die?
It's a Goosebumps episode I did. You never saw it?
No, I never saw it.
Well, you lost.
Do you really have the camera?
I don't. No, I
God,
guess
you
I was
have
trying
to invent mementos?
How do I beat cello and the
And
Mary Poppins umbrella?
umbrella.
I did love the show when I was a kid, so I was pretty pumped to be on it.
Nice.
I'll be. Can I get the check?
Pictures. Stupid camera.
What would be on your playlist to kind of get into each of your characters for this?
I think Colts would be Taylor Swift. Here's the question: in that scene, is he a Swiftie or is he becoming one? Has that song come on and he's just like realizing that he is one?
Yeah, has Taylor become his soft place to land?
Yeah.
During his mournful time?
What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like she's become a crutch for him.
Right.
Like, do you think he knows all the words, or do you think he's like, kind of like blagging it a bit?
Blagging.
Blagging it means
Like I'm doing in this interview, just kind of blagging it.
you're just blagging your way through it.
What would be on your playlist?
On my playlist for Jodie, I mean, it's got to be a lot of the kind of 80s stuff we've got going on, right? Bit of Kiss, maybe.
What are you doing?
Just chilling down.
What Taylor Swift album do you think you would be listening to?
I think he got an early copy of the Poets, the new Poets one.
Did
She
you?
sent him an early one, and he
Did-
was just sort
yeah?
of like, and he was just kind of like,
Wow.
just no.
How does he know her so well?
He did a movie. He was like he was an extra in a video.
I'd say Lover is probably the phase that Colt's in, right?
Yeah.
What phase do you think Jodie would be in?
What's one of the more vengeful ones? I mean, listen, at the beginning of our movie, yeah, she's in the more vengeful mode. By the end, she's probably back to Lover.
Yeah.
Anti-hero? It's a really dark one. Are you ready for it? What album's that from? My kid's gonna be so mad at me that I don't know this. Huh? Reputation.
Yeah.
She's probably Reputation by...
Thank you.
Thank you.
Feeling crying to Taylor Swift.
Doesn't everyone?
What's a movie that you never get tired of watching?
Salmon fishing in Yemen.
You know what? You're the worst.
I just like saying it.
Thank you.
I would say Dirty Dancing, Pretty Woman. They're right up there with the overly watched in my brain.
Cocoon.
Come on.
I do love Cocoon, but I don't watch it all the time.
No, come on
if I'm
now.
honest. Yeah. Groundhog Day. Princess Bride.
Yeah.
In Inconceivable!
What was a movie that really sparked your love for acting and wanting to get into working on movies?
I was such a huge Julia Roberts fan. I just thought she was unbelievable, and like I love that we talk about her in this movie because she's sort of one of my first like big influences of someone who was such a brilliant actor, and yet she's got this like charisma and this glow that you just can't tear your eyes away from her. She's so warm and inviting. And
I saw like it was a kind of a double whammy because I saw What's Love Got to Do With It
oh my
in the movie theater, and I thought Angela Bassett's performance well, it still is one of the best performances I've ever seen. But I walked out into the lobby and she was there. And I got her autograph. It's the first autograph I ever got.
Was she there just seeing another movie?
Well, she might have, now that I know how these things work, she might have been there for a screening or like a special screening or something, but it was crazy that I was like 13, I don't know, I was just like, and I saw her and I asked for her autograph and she was so nice. Oh. She gave me an autograph, she autographed my ticket. She was like, it was the best performance, and then she was just so cool.
That's such a cool story.
And so sweet, and it just was like, that's how you do it.
She's extraordinary in that. She's unbelievable.
I just believe that anything is possible.
So at an early press screening, Emily, you confirmed that that sun hat was not scripted. Were there any other moments that came into the script like that or were improvised?
Every moment, probably every single scene I had with Ryan Gosling
kind of making it up as we went on. We were working without a net on this one.
Yeah. But we like that. We like winging it, right?
You insist.
I love
if she sees a net, she won't come out of her trailer.
No,
She's like, no.
I don't want that safety.
She likes the danger.
You gotta have a little danger. You gotta put your feet to the fire every day. You don't, I mean, it's the best part when you're doing
steaks.
But when you're doing a movie like this, it makes no sense.
No.
But I think when you're doing a movie like this, and like, I think the funniest stuff is the off-the-cuff stuff. I think that I had this incredible co-star in him where he's pushing every scene to carve out interesting new space for it, and to see how I think he understands, and I love it as well, that, you know, if things have a freedom and a spontaneity, you're gonna create something magical. I think some of our improvs could have been like watching paint dry, but some of it was cool.
A bit like my end of this interview.
Like your end of the interview?
Yeah.
I think if you're willing to throw the kitchen sink at a scene and kind of stretch it around and see what happens, that you could find something really interesting in it.
And Emily's a bit like a submarine, you know?
Wow.
You don't know the jokes are coming until it's too late.
Dang, until she rises to the surface.
Yes,
and goes,
you're like, oh damn, she's been there the whole time.
Lurking around.
It's too late.
Want to go to a beach somewhere?
Drink a spicy margarita.
Make some bad decisions.
Yes.
Spicy margs.
Spicy margs?
Yes, no.
Yes, love them. Okay. My friend Johnny actually calls me Spicy Marge, is his nickname for me, because he knows I love a spicy margarita. That's why we put it into the movie.
Oh, is that where that came from?
Yeah, I think
That was a
bit of a winging it.
That was a stunty blunty ad.
That was an ad. I can't remember why I said it. I was like, maybe we could go get a drink, have a spicy margarita.
Yeah, exactly. It became like the
and then the way you then said spicy margarita.
Oh, because you gave it a little
spicy margarita.
You know you.
You know you gave it a little spice.
You know you put a little salt on that rim.
No, I hate the word
spicy
rim.
margs aren't yours.
I don't like it either. As soon as I said it, I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that you said that, Ryan.
What's your go-to drink?
Ooh,
when you're
I
doing
like a
stunt.
spicy margarita, but they don't like me, unfortunately.
What about a beer? Just a crisp beer on a hot sunny day.
Yeah, or I like a Tony Robbins on his day off.
What's a Tony Robbins?
I just made that up.
Oh my God, I want one.
A good Andre the Giant on a tractor pull. Those are not real drinks either.
You should open a bar. You should.
It is fun to sort of like test the bartender and make up names and see if they'll go along with it.
If people have actually,
they want to act like they know the drink, but
they don't.
I digress. What was the question?
No, I don't mean it like that.
This
you do look good enough.
This isn't going to work.
You do, but it's not what I'm.